Hey guys and gals, thanks for watching this episode of Moxie's Office Hours. Today we're going to talk about humility. Recently I had the opportunity to interview Flynn Cochran and Dave Burke of Echelon Front. They're both senior leadership instructors at Echelon Front. Flynn is actually a former Navy SEAL and Dave's a retired Marine fighter pilot. During our conversation about leadership, the topic of humility came up, and the importance of leaders demonstrating this quality to their team. To give you an example of humility in action, just picture the owner of a company making coffee every morning for their team, for their staff. Or a simple example is, putting your phone down when someone's trying to talk with you or have a conversation, and you're giving them your full attention. It's the opposite of arrogant, which kind of brings ego into play. Ever worked with someone with a big ego? I'm guessing we all have, or maybe you're one of the unfortunate ones that still are. It's probably hard to recall this person being humble. In my interview with Dave and Flynn actually commented that ego is the #1 killer of men on the battlefield and in business. And that's such a powerful statement. It's true. Think about how your ego sometimes gets in your way as a recruiter when something doesn't go the way you had hoped it would. Are you blaming it on others? It's the account manager's fault that my candidate didn't get that job. It's the traveler's fault for not interviewing well. We've all done it. It's a natural response to these types of situations. It's a defense mechanism. But here's the deal. It's not helpful in the least, and it stunts your ability to learn and grow in your career. In today's session, I want to talk a little bit about 3 things that you can do to check your ego. The first one is take ownership. Take ownership. If you're not getting the results you want, it's on you. You're the reason that your candidate didn't get the job. You're the reason that your traveler didn't get their timesheet in on time. You're the reason that you had 3 travelers back out last week. Now, once you've owned it, you can fix it. So step 1, take ownership. Take ownership. Number 2, ask your boss and peers for feedback. This can be a hard one for a lot of people. Well, I don't want to highlight my weaknesses to my boss, right? Let alone ask my boss to highlight them for me. Think about it. The one person who's responsible for helping you reach your goals, and you're allowing your own pride and ego to get in the way? Doesn't make sense. Ask your boss and peers for feedback. And the third is to practice learning from others. Got to trick yourself a little bit here. If it's not something that comes naturally, put yourself in situations where you're asking others to help you learn how they do the job. Whether it's they're a recruiter, ask them for tips and strategies that they feel are successful. The more you put yourself in those situations where you're really asking others to kind of teach you or to show you, the more you'll open your mind up to others' ideas and perspectives. So 3 things, again, how to keep your ego in check. Number 1, take ownership. You are the one that's responsible for the results that you get. Number 2, ask your boss and peers for feedback. Make sure you're always asking for feedback on what you can do differently. Maybe there's a different way of looking at a situation. Really take a step back and allow yourself to put yourself in those types of situations. I know it's not easy. And practice learning from others. Don't be afraid to go out and learn a new way of doing the job that you've been doing, whether you've been doing it for 5 months, 5 years, or 10 years. We can all learn from one another. So I hope that information is helpful. Again, take ownership, ask your boss and peers for feedback, practice learning from others, and keep that ego in check. Till next time, thanks for watching.